Let's say that you're using Microsoft Fabric as your data platform and you have Claude code and you want to make the two connect and talk to each other. We're going to start here. This is a skill published by Microsoft. This is their GitHub repository called Skills for Fabric. And there is one skill in particular that allows us to tell Claude how to talk to Microsoft Fabric and query the data inside. So this is the skill name here. It's called SQL DW Consumption CLI. And all we need to do is go up here to the three dots and download this file. I'm going to tell Claude, I want to query my Fabric Lakehouse SQL endpoint, use this skill, and start as if you've never read the skill or run the workload before. So this is going to hopefully look like how it will look when you go to run this for the first time. So in case you don't know, a skill is really just a specific set of instructions for our AI tools that tell them exactly how best to proceed with our request. So if you go and read that skill file, it will tell you exactly what it's telling Claude to do. And so I'm just going to allow it to run all these codes that it's generating. It's going and checking that everything is up to date, that it has everything installed that it needs to be able to run these queries, these code that it's going to generate. And so what it's doing in the back end is leveraging the Fabric APIs that are out there, and it's generating calls against those APIs in order to access our data within our tables. Okay, so first step normally will be it's going to ask you to authenticate. So it needs to have some credentials to pass to Fabric and in order to actually connect to the workspace where your lakehouse or warehouse is stored. Once you log in, Claude will have that stored, and every time it goes to query against the data set, it will use your credentials as a way to talk to Fabric. So I'm going to say this is the workspace, this is the lakehouse, and it will understand that. So now it has come back successfully with the list of tables within our lakehouse here. And you can see we have within the DBO schema, we have date, inventory, product, production. We have some dimension tables, then product and customer due date, so on and so forth. We have a couple fact tables. We have fact NPS. We have fact sales, and then a couple like system tables as well. What we're really interested in is the ones in the DBO schema. And if I jump back over to Fabric, I have Lakehouse pulled up here. This is my list of tables on the left-hand side. You can see we have the exact same tables that Claude has identified. So you can see it is actually reading our lakehouse and it understands exactly what's in here. So now, instead of coming into Fabric and say creating a new SQL query this way, I can just come to Claude, talk to it in natural language, and just ask questions about the data, about the table, very conversationally, and it will go and actually do the backend where you'll generate the SQL queries. It will draft the API call to actually tap into Fabric and get those answers that we're looking for. I have a list of tables, but maybe I don't know that much about these tables. I want to know more about the fact sales table. I'll say, tell me more about the fact sales table. It's actually going to run a couple different queries to get some different metadata about the table. So first thing it's done, it's gone and identified the columns within the table. It also tells us the type of the columns and some additional information about these columns. And then it's kind of give us some statistics about the table itself. It told us how many rows there are, what the date span is on the order date, and it went ahead and summed up the total sales associated with the entire table. So for demonstration, if we were just saying, okay, now I know more about this table, I'm dealing with sales data, I have price information, I could say, tell me the total sales amount for October 2023. Tell it specifically which columns to use or anything like that. It's going to interpret my request based on the information that it has. And so it has come back and it says the total sales for October 2023 is $65,453.91 across 61 order lines. So it even told me how many different rows are associated with that month. And then it's telling me to use the order date, and it gave me the parameters that it passed within the query. Now I can go into any one of these tables that I have in there. I can go to a different lakehouse, I can go to a different warehouse. As long as I have access to it in Fabric, I can now connect Claude to those data sets. And you just treat it the same way. It's going to remember what you've done. It knows how to connect. You just tell it where to go and what you want, and it will go in and generate the queries for you and give you a result. You can always go in there and fine tune it if it's not generating exactly what you expect. The more precise you are with Claude, the more precise it's going to be in giving you an answer. So there you go. Now you know how to connect Claude to your Fabric environment.